Makes it a lot easier whenever I follow the GPS. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I am alcoholic. Today, I'm a recovering alcoholic, and I cannot be any more grateful. If you're local to the Huntington, West Virginia area, tomorrow night, we have our Friday night crosstalk meeting. Every Friday night at 7 o'clock. Come on down to 5747 East Pea Ridge Road in Huntington. It's Pea Ridge United Methodist Church. It's not a traditional NA meeting. It's not a traditional AA meeting. It is just a group of all of us. We just like to get together and fellowship and have that dialogue, that conversation, that back and forth dialogue that you can't find, you can't have in a traditional meeting setting. So encourage you to come on down for the quickest hour in recovery tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Make some new friends. It's always a lot of fun. I also want to thank you for your prayers and your patience this entire week. My family has been sick, myself included. My son's been really sick. He was in the ER pretty much all day Monday. But it sounds like we're getting over this flu bug or whatever it was. So thank you nonetheless for your prayers and your patience. I think it was Monday. When I was in the ER, I was doom scrolling and I came across this Christian comedian. I am not a religious guy. Let me stop myself right there. I'm not a religious guy. I dislike organized religion. I think it leads a lot of people astray. But that's a whole different story. But I do believe in a higher power. I do believe in a supreme entity that I call God. It's just a lot easier. But I was watching this comedian, and his name is Michael J. Comedy. I think you can find him on Facebook. Encourage you. He's really insightful. He's funny too. But he shared a story that I was able to relate to my own personal recovery experiences, my own personal experiences in alcoholism. And I want to share his content with my personal experience with you. So it's his concepts that I've applied to my own personal experience in the hope that I can reach you and help break down some walls and barriers in your own life, in your own thoughts towards God. He was talking about God, and I've shared many times on these monologues how, I drank because I never felt good enough. I never felt like I belonged. I was good enough for anybody or everybody, really. Matter of fact, it's one thing to think that you're not good enough for human beings. After all, there's 8 billion people in the world. So out of 8 billion, maybe I'm going to be good enough for 2 or 3 of those people, right? I remember thinking all of that. So it's one thing to feel like you're not good enough for 8 billion people. It was totally different for me to think I wasn't good enough for God from a really young age. Before I understood God, the concept of God and everything, and especially the concept of religion, I always believed there's some supreme deity, some supreme entity that we couldn't see, we couldn't touch, we couldn't even explain. But this force was moving and positioning people and events in our lives to help guide us through life. I always believed in it. But I also came to believe from a really young age that force, that entity, that supreme being that I call God now, I always believed he didn't love me. He didn't want me. I wasn't good enough. So not only did I feel inadequate and insufficient for 8 billion people, I didn't feel sufficient and I felt inadequate for the supreme creator, this entity moving and positioning all these people and events in my life. No wonder I drank. And of course, I realized that this supreme entity and being was always there for me. I realized that by coming into and begin working the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. I was able to establish that connection, and that became my problem. Now I realized my problem. I never used that connection. That connection had always been there throughout my whole life, but I never used it. And this comedian I was sharing about, he explained God as a navigation system, a GPS, Global Positioning Satellite navigation system. God would tell me my whole life, hey, Drew, go down 10 blocks and turn left. And what would I do? I'd go down 9 blocks and turn right. God never abandoned me. Matter of fact, God would try to recalibrate the route to get me back on on the path that he wanted me to be on. But I was just too smart. All right. I was too smart. And I wouldn't listen. I'd go 7 blocks and make another left, instead of, trying to follow his directions, trying to follow, the path that he was trying to lead me on. And over the years, I just kept making wrong turn after wrong turn after wrong turn. And then I'd wake up and go, well, how the hell did I get here? And it wasn't until, like I said, I started working the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I was able to create that connection with my GPS. And instead of calling it Global Positioning System, I like to call it God's Protection Service now, because there has been so many times that now that I follow the path that I believe he wants me to be on, now that I'm trying day in and day out, day after day, to try to follow that path and go the places he wants me to go, I think he's kept me safe. I firmly believe that at the bottom of my heart. So with that being said, I'm out of time. Thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys absolutely keep me sober, and I could not be any more appreciative. We'll be talking again soon. Remember, guys, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.